good command of his off-speed pitches. And, I mean, as a freshman, it's good to see somebody with that much composure on the mound the first 2 weekends we've been out here. But it looks promising. I like watching him.
So a couple of strikeouts of McNamee and Poteet. Santa Clara going back to the bullpen here. And it looks like they're going to call on the right-hander, Kent Morrison. So, Tyler, tell us, what have you been up to since finishing up your playing days here with the Broncos?
Oh, I've been living – I still live with some of the guys on the team, so, I mean, I hear everything going on and all the emotions that come with the sport. And it's still a lot of fun kind of being in it. But I'm working now up in San Francisco at Ernst & Young. And great company, great people. It's great culture to be a part of. So it's nice to have had the opportunity to go from a great culture at Santa Clara to another great culture at my current company. So I've been blessed in that regard.
Yeah, an opportunity to stick around here in the area. I mean, Santa Clara is, as you all know, pretty solid academic school. And cool to hear that you're still getting to keep in touch with the guys. I mean, not only just from being able to touch base with them, but actually living with a couple of the guys. So who are your roommates, and what have they been telling you about to the start of the season?
Ryan McCarthy. I'm with Travis Howard and Michael Krasker. So, I mean, just from the fall, you could just tell everything, all the vibe was different. They come home exhausted after conditioning. I was just like, hey, what were you guys up to? And he's like, oh, you never believe what we just did. And I couldn't believe it. I mean, I never did anything like that. But, I mean, they worked hard in the offseason. It was great seeing them. It was great seeing them compete, and I mean, being able to see them from my balcony pretty much, just keeping in touch with all of them. It was a lot of fun, just seeing how much fun they're actually enjoying it now, or how much they're actually enjoying it now.
Tyler Bennett's former Bronco on the broadcast. First pitch is on the way. It's 1 out here in the 7th inning. It's the leadoff man, Jake Mueller, and it's 1-0. So you're just over in Domicilio off to the past the right field wall here?
Yeah, I was watching the game from my balcony. When it just gets a little bit too nippy, I'll just sneak on back up there.
Fair enough. That's a good strategy. Well, you have the option to float. Not a lot of people. You have box seats out here. Nobody has that here at Schott Stadium.
I mean, the rent's a little pricey, but I get good seats.
Most expensive seat in the house, no doubt. 3-0 here to the number 1 hitter, Jake Mueller. He's had a good day at the plate, 2 for 3 with an RBI. Bronco right-hander on the mound is Kent Morrison, freshman from Herndon, Virginia, and he'll issue a 4-pitch walk. This is the debut of Morrison here today for Santa Clara. Mueller continues his good stretch. And up next, it'll be Patrick Frick. Single, a pop-up, and a walk thus far in this one. So how many games have you had the chance to catch thus far in the year?
I think I caught them all except for maybe one. But yeah, I've been out of the field pretty much every game. Just hanging with the parents on the other side of the screen. It's a little change of perspective, but it's fun.
First pitch in for a strike to Frick. 0-1 here to the shortstop. Morrison on the right side of the rubber, dealing out of the stretch. Deals the 0-1. Bunts it back into play. Morrison's got it. Throw to first. Nice field by the pitcher, covering his position. That'll put Mueller on the second base on the sacrifice by Frick. And 2 away now for the number 3 hitter, Johnny Aiello. Handful of seasons here on the Mission campus. You got a favorite memory as a Bronco?
Yeah. Probably playing at Vanderbilt my sophomore year. Just being able to experience just playing against Vanderbilt the year after they came out with their national championship, and just their crowd, their facilities, being in 8-degree weather, just shivering in the left field. It was a tough game. I did pretty well. But yeah, just how cold it was. Just I've never been in that kind of atmosphere before. And then, actually, that's probably tied with going back home to Hawaii and playing my junior year, especially just DHing. You have to hit, sit down, enjoy the game, hit again. That trip was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a DH role that served you well. My memory serves me right. It was a double, a triple in the first game of that series.
Yep.
Very fun atmosphere in that ballpark. That was a cool trip.
It was
really, really cool trip to be on.
It was a lot of fun.
Morrison sets up for the 1-1, working to Aiello. Slaps one sharply foul to the right side. 1 ball and 2 strikes, 2 outs. The man on second is Mueller. Remember in that Vanderbilt series, we had a Sunday game that was moved up to a Saturday doubleheader because of the cold. Although, in fairness, the only part of that I got to experience, God, as if that's a good thing, was the practice before the first game of that series. This one is well over the head of Aiello. 2 balls and 2 strikes. They had heat in the press box. It was pretty nice. So I can't complain when I talk about the weather, but what's it like, especially coming from Hawaii where it never gets cold, to be in that position competing in that kind of cold?
Well, first experience with hand warmers ever. Fortunately, it didn't work unless I just didn't know how to use them. But hand warmers in the back. I think I got a good system going, though. I think I was triple socking it, double hand warmers in the pocket and in my glove. And I think I had 2 or 3 shirts on, all long sleeve. And I was still cool.
It's those kinds of games where you get a base hit and it's satisfying, but your hands are just stinging afterward as you're out there on the bags.
And even if you get a good contact, like their wind was howling from left center, so anything that went out there just stopped.
Called strike 3 to retire Johnny Aiello. Nice work from Santa Clara's Ked Negley to get out of it in the top half of the 7th inning. We're going to take a breather. Tyler, you want to come back with us for the bottom?